stand-up. So I can see it.
All right. Anyways, we're starting. We're starting before I get. And yeah, this is my t-shirt. Warning, whenever. Anyways, so last week you were doing your little rose thing. So Jordan got this bowl from my sister for a present, and it's like a
Ew.
little. It's literally like a little house.
It's like a
So,
little cabin, like a little house.
can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, I
Right?
see.
And it's in a
Bravo.
bowl. And it's a bowl. And she's going today, so we're discussing stuff. We're actually discussing black, like they're kind of like whatever the discrimination stuff. Anyways, so she's like, yeah, whenever I look at this little thing, it just makes me happy. And like,
Right, it makes you happy. It's like cute. It's like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, it makes you feel good. So
synopsis
imagine
gosh,
when you have the soup, and then when you're finished your soup, you're gonna discover, oh,
a
there's a house
house.
there. It's so beautiful.
So I was actually thinking about, it's not a bad. So this is actually from the Momo, which is some museum in I think New York City. This how much this costs? Like $50. Because it's like a very
We should
it's
be
like a
doing this.
custom bowl. Like there's no like markings on it, right? So it's like someone
It
made
could
this.
be good to have a class of that and learn how to do those bowls and maybe some cups. And at the end, they will discover maybe like you imagine you give somebody a drink, no, a soup, and then they will discover, oh, there's a miniature there. The
Well,
first time. No.
I think it's to the point of what we are talking about last week, right? It brings you back into the present a little bit, right? I think these little things are like little, oh my God, it's so cool, like a little house, right? So it's like, all these little tricks and tips, right, about how to get in the present. This is a good one. This is a good idea, though. I
It
kind of like
is.
it.
Let me show you something that I made the other day. Let me see. Hold on.
All right. So as Berenice is off and checking out her thing that she made, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we may talk about today. I'm gonna talk about. Oh, there's she back. Talk about Krishnamurti. All right, go ahead. What do you got? Oh, yeah.
But the cool thing, oh my God, what is it? The cool thing is they can take this out and I built it. So, oh,
Very,
what is
very,
it?
very,
Right there.
very,
So
very
you don't
cool.
see it, but it's a small table,
Yeah, yeah,
tiny little cups,
yeah,
tiny little macarons, and some flowers. And I put
yeah.
it with this at afternoon tea.
So did you make that this week?
Yeah. So, oh, because the teapot is moving. But the box, I got the box from one of these Japanese store. I think
Oh,
that
okay. Oh, Daiso.
yeah, oh my God, there got so many things. But it's not done. I think I'm gonna do it with it like to hold the keys. I'm gonna put something here so you can put
Oh,
it on the
brilliant.
edges of the
Did you
door.
did, did you get it at Daiso? The
I
Daiso
get the
store?
box at Daiso, but everything else I already had it. So
Oh, so
so
you,
cool
this is a
because it's
custom. This is a
actual. This is actual tiny mini teas. Oh,
Did you actually? So you bought that separately? All the little
I
bitty stuff.
did. And you have
Ah,
the donuts and the macarons. I got this,
uh-huh.
I think it's like 5 or 6 of them. And I made the flowers yesterday. I mean, the last week, remember?
Yeah. Totally. Those are the flowers you made.
Isn't that
Oh,
cute? Look at
that's
this.
yeah, hey, look at that. Little minis.
Oh,
Yep. Love it.
okay. So this is, I mean, the whole thing is that it's joyful. It's
Yep.
joyful to do. Is play. I mean, it's cute. You can watch it and it makes you feel good. It's like, oh, and
So there's an interesting thing in gaming, like video gaming. Like
yeah.
I don't know if you're into gaming at all. Have you played like do you do it? Like I used to have an Xbox and not an Xbox. I got a PlayStation 5 and I'd play these shoot 'em up games, right? So you can
You
choose
don't
like
have PlayStation 5 anymore?
Yeah, I don't know if I had a PlayStation 1, I think, or two, like zero when
Okay.
I was growing when
Okay.
I was growing when I was growing. That's a
Okay.
long time ago. But yeah, you know how the shooter, right? So you have the shooter's view, right? You're shoot like okay, you're shooting like, or you can get a view from the top of the person, right? And that you can like
Yeah.
see the person
Mhm.
shooting, right? So what's at the first person and the third person view? And they were saying like a lot of people choose that third person view. Not a lot of people, but a third person view gives that like God view. It's like you're controlling a little person, like, and it's like the whole thing. I think with the whole like your little mini pieces and stuff like that. It's like you're playing God a little bit, right? You're like in a constrained, well, like not God in a good way, right? God in a sense of like you're expansive, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, like look at all the cool things I can do, right? Which is in fact what you can do anyway, right? But it's like at this like level of like control or something. It's not bad. I think it's just really cool,
Yeah,
actually.
I think they give you the opportunity to live and well, for me, this really helped me to relax and create something fun and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
And but at the
sure.
same time, like I'm doing these things and I want them to have some type of use.
Yeah,
Uh, if I want to spread the joy to somebody, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make this one for this person, but also I want them to have some good use, practical use. Because I
right,
don't want to be creating only trash, like I want something that can be useful for a little bit of time or whatever, but something that can be useful. I don't want to just
right.
accumulate stuff. It's like the nooks that you build one and I build one that is good to hold the books. That's kind of cool. And it has the
Yeah,
map.
yeah.
It's kind of cool. So I mean, it is cute, but it's also useful. So I'm trying to be very mindful about what are the use of the things that I'm creating.
The
Besides
one,
you,
you mean,
like,
you mean the thing that you just made, you're trying to make that useful? Is that what you're saying?
oh, I'm gonna put some stuff and it's gonna be for the keys, and the
uh,
keys at the door. Or could be
yeah,
also like a lamp. I mean, there's so many different use.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
in this, I mean, again, this is really interesting because while I'm talking to you, my mind is like, beauty is already used. Beauty is already something that is useful. Like art, what is the use that you have for art? I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not important. It is important. It
yeah.
doesn't have to be like practical use. It's just art. It's beauty. It helps you to enjoy it. Like, why the brain always has to be like, what is the use for this? Why are you creating this? Like, come on.
Okay,
It's
okay.
art and we love
All right.
it.
All
Right.
right, so this is another synergistic moment. I don't know what we should call these, or like the uh the thoughts colliding. But okay, so today you asked me on chat, what are we going to talk about, right? I'm like, I don't know, right? So it's like AI and spirituality, right? So last week we talked about, oh, let's go into Sonos.ai and make some music. I didn't do it, so I don't know if you
Yeah.
did it. So I want to do it. I'll do it. But I thought, okay, what's the next topic that we can talk about, right? And I'm like, okay, let's pick a spiritual leader that or a teacher that I like, and I'll like list out all the quotes that I like. Basically, when I listen to someone, I like something, I write it down. I was telling Jordan
Mhm.
this today too. I was like, I read a lot of business and sales books, like lots and lots and lots. Right, list and a lot of podcasts. And if I like a quote, I would write it down and I have this like huge list of like a document full of these quotes and stuff like that. Because there's like kind of one-liners, like very specific, like which changes your perspective, right? And so I do
Mhm.
that the same with all these podcasts. And so I have all these Christian Murti uh like
Well,
one-liners. And look at this. You just said beauty, right? What is beauty? Here's the third line here that on my thing. Beauty is the sense of not knowing. And this is him saying this, a sense of not knowing, a great sense of humility.
wow.
All right. I like that. Like, right. It's a sense of not knowing, which as you said, there
That's
doesn't have to be a
so
purpose to it, right?
that's so deep.
All right. All
How
right. All
many,
right.
I mean, okay, just pause for a second. One of the reasons why a lot of people can't come to see me or to see people they can sense and see other energies is they're afraid of not knowing.
Mm,
People wants to know, we as humans wants to know what is next.
mm,
What is that person thinking? what is going to happen with this relationship? What is going to happen with this job? Is this a good opportunity to invest? Do you see that this is a good way to do it? Can you sense like this is the right path to take? This is the right choice for my education or for my career? Beauty is being at peace and not knowing is so powerful because I mean, I don't know, probably 90 something percent of the population is not at peace and not knowing.
No,
We
for
want
sure.
to know. We want
Yeah.
to have the knowledge. We want to have the sensation that we can control something.
Yeah. No.
I know I'm going, I'm asking the right questions. I'm doing taking the right step because I like to know. I like to know to feel that I have control about something.
Sure. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And having the humility to understand that we don't have control about anything and in the conscious perspective and we are still taking care because everything is love and everything is happening the way it's supposed to be happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is a lot of beauty in that. There is a
So,
lot of beauty in that.
yeah, no, I
It is
agree. I
not
think
easy, Harsh.
no. Okay, so let me like your things went a couple different things. The sense of control, right? I think that's another thing about these little creatures, right? These all little things like we have like the gods. I think that speaks to the human side of our like will like our need to control, right? There's some human aspect of control for sure, right? Or prediction, or like safety, or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
So having like I remember I used to play with these little like army men. I'd have hundreds of them, right? And I like these little battles. Since we didn't have much money when I was growing up, I literally would take um little construction pieces of paper like red and blue, and I would have like French armies. I would just like kind of make stupid little paper things, and I would have these like massive wars, like just massive, and it was so cool. It was just so like inspiring. Okay, they just took out these guys. So I think there's like a sense of control even in our little. So again, back to our little tactics there. I think it's kind of cool to think about, like, yeah, like we were talking about making those little cities, right? Like actually building out our little little model cities, right, and selling those, right? And I think that's still a pretty cool idea, right? Like you make your little Zen castle or whatever. But I think, okay, so going back a little bit more, the sense of control. I think it's that, and I think this is where the beauty of not knowing is, because that's awareness. Awareness doesn't know anything. Humans, our human mind though wants that control and thing, and that's the dichotomy, right? Like, you know, if you can be aware, then you're in this sense of not knowing, right? Because knowledge is just kind of ephemeral anyway, right? It's just like there and there and there. Anyways, so I thought that's an interesting.
Yeah, and because the human mind only knows what he knows. What he means is that there is no way to understand something that doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly. No,
And
no,
and there's so much that we don't know.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
So that having this trying to follow this control is a fake security sensation. Because I mean that quote is wonderful, but it's way deeper than, how can somebody find beauty in the unknown?
Yeah.
Meaning understand really, right?
Yeah, yeah, a great sense of humility. That's an interesting
Oh
kind of
yeah.
couple words, right? Too, right? And that, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you. So me and Jordan had this like long conversation today, right? Like it's one of those things where Jordan turned into
What she's
Yoda and all
doing.
this kind of stuff. Hmm?
What she's doing.
She's
Good.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's kind of decompressing from school, so she's just like
Good.
kind of relaxing, take it easy.
Good. Good.
Um, but she was talking about how in college in UCLA, you meet people that are like very high academic functioning people, right? And they have a conversation, but the conversations are kind of on the level of who knows more. Like, oh, I know more, and you know what you do. It's like this, like, and in the academic sense, that's what it is, right? The more you know, quote, the better you are, right? and so she's always like this is it sucks sometimes when you have people just kind of artificially talking about things which they may not have experience in or not even know about, right? They're just kind of talking about it just to one up each other, right? And I'm saying this is a very specific instance of human interaction. It doesn't mean it exists everywhere, but there are people that do that. And to this point of great sense of humility, right? That's like coming into these conversations with a lack of knowledge, right? And then the beauty of the interaction, I think, unfolds, right? If you don't have any kind of like preset, I'm the greatest, right? Or I know everything. It's just like, well, you come in with a sense of humility, and that leads to the beauty of the conversation. And I think there's, you know, in her academic setting, I think it's terrible, but it's what you do, right? You know, when you're in a student and high functioning academic area.
I think I mean, the school system has to do a lot with that. It's a lot of competition. And they categorize, they label like you're better than this person or you're better than this whole class because supposedly you know more. But
Sure.
I agree, like knowledge is not wisdom. And somebody can talk about what they read in a book, about what they hear about a podcast, but they don't have like a real experience how to apply those principles or that knowledge. So it's like, yeah, we there's been a few years when you always hear this knowledge is power. Actually applying what you know is more powerful than keep accumulating knowledge for what, like just to have those type of conversation and prove that you know a lot. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, eh, we as humans wants to feel that we belong, and we wants to feel also that we have value. So there are people, like we were talking a few minutes before you start recording this, that they may feel that achievement is the way that they prove themselves to the world, right? They feel
Mhm.
that I'm gonna keep doing, 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 and the more I do, the better I do, the more excellent I do my things, then the more value I have. There are people, they're asked that for beauty. So they are addicted to, I don't know, like plastic surgeries or to keep doing stuff to make them look beautiful to society or to their own eyes. And there are guys, they do it about, and also females, about money and cars and gold and
For sure.
yeah, trying to feel this emptiness with all these other things saying, well, once you achieve this, you will be enough.
Yeah.
And then, years can pass trying to, like a horse, I mean, actually, yeah, a horse, running behind the carrot, and they noticed that that wasn't the path.
Sure. Sure.
And I mean,
It's another. I think Alan Watts said something similar. He said like, okay, let's say you achieve your goal. Okay, I want to make $1 million. Right? Oh no, I made $1 million. Cool. What's next? Okay, I want to be the mayor of San Diego. Okay, I got the mayor of San Diego. All right, what's going on? Okay, I want to be the mayor of. I want to be the governor of California. Okay, cool. I want to be the U.S. president. Okay, cool. I want to be president of the world. And then he's like, there's no end to the human ambition of like, which is accumulation, right? Like, there's no potential end. There's just no meaning to it. There's nothing. It's just a human like thing we do.
yeah, and I think there is nothing, I mean, there is nothing wrong about wanting to experience
No,
an
I don't
achievement.
think so.
But I'm not gonna say it's wrong. Um what should be more mindful and careful is not to identify or value or ourselves with the achievement of that goals,
Right,
because then is when we can get lost.
right,
If I didn't have that dream job, or my whole point was to build my family, and now the family is gone, then my value is gone, or I get lost, right?
right. Yeah,
Or because I put all my efforts and all my desires and all my value in building this. So when this is gone, then it's part of me is gone. I mean, my worth is gone. Everything that I worked so hard is there. So now I'm not there. Like what
right.
happened with me?
Yeah, yeah,
So attachment to the desires, to the outcome is the ones that we have to be more mindful
yeah.
about no, don't get so attached about those experiences, those goals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the part of being human is to have whatever. You have to just kind of do what you're doing, right? But yeah, like okay, yeah, you get the car, you lose the car. All right, well, not a big deal, right? Yeah. If you're in that state, it's okay. And I think that's the beauty of letting go or a lack of
Right.
attachment or whatever to that. So that's pretty
And
cool.
there's some people, I mean, there are some things that are going to be easier to let go than others. There are, especially we're talking about people or we're talking about illusions that we create about how it's supposed to be or how we want it to be. There are some
Sure.
stuff that is easy to let go the others, but we need, we, I think we have a lot of knowledge about letting go, but also we need to put in practice what we know about letting go.
Let go of letting go. Let go of letting
Yeah,
go.
you know, it's like that. I mean, there is like, oh yeah, yeah, let go, let go. But in the end, it's like I don't let go my opinion. I don't let go about my criticism. I don't let go like I'm so attached about my own things that I feel attacked, that I feel, like everybody's wrong is my own
Well,
point of
see,
view, correct
so
one.
I would even say that that's also conundrum, right? Because like people have said to me before, like, oh, that it's like that person doesn't meditate or something like that, and therefore, something is wrong. But I'm like, well, you know, by definition, you've put yourself in a category of a belief, or you're anti that, right? So you're not really free. It's like I want to let go, right?
Mhm.
I say that, right?
Yeah.
But by definition, I want something. Therefore, I'm not letting go because I'm not letting go of letting go. You know what I mean? I should accept the fact that I might not let go, right? And I could accept the fact that I could let go, and therefore I'm balanced. Where, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? Like it's a not a chicken and egg, but it's like a conundrum. Like you can't say I'm just gonna let it go because you're not. You're in the state of trying to let it go, right? Does
Hmm.
that does that make sense?
And you keep fighting about that. Yeah. I got people saying, I need closure. I can let go of this situation of this person because I need closure. And again, is their own desire to have the closure. And it's human, it's human to have that, maybe that last conversation, maybe to resolve that matter. But what if the other person don't want to have closure? What
Mm-hmm.
if the other person doesn't want to talk to you anymore? I mean, this is like, I can't let go until I have closure. No, that's not true. You can choose to let go, being at peace with the situation that is right now. Because
Yep.
again, you want things to be your own way, like not accepting what it is and want it to be this way.
I see what you mean. Like, yeah, by saying yeah, well, by saying you want closure, you're not letting it go, right? You are
Or you're
attaching
holding
yourself.
into you're holding into like things
Yeah,
happen the way you want it to happen.
right,
So
which is
I
not.
mean, if that you already tried to reach out saying to that person and that person is not responding and it seems like that person is not interested or talking to you, giving you the closure that you want, why you will hold into something that is burning you and the other person is like nothing. The only person that is suffering is you because you want things and the thing is burning you and you have it in your hand, but it's like, no, I want to talk to this person and the other person doesn't want to do that. So just let it go, whatever is burning in your hand, and release that and say, okay, I choose to be in peace and I don't have the closure that I wanted. That maybe if it's not happening, it's supposed to be this way. And I choose to be at peace of this.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
a
not
tough one.
saying that it's easy, but I mean, it's holding into something that is painful for you and it's hurting you, thinking that the other person that you deserve that the other person comes and talk to you. And it's like, yeah, I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying that is not happening. What you will hold into something that is hurting you, that is painful for you, just because you feel that it has to be that way.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
I mean, and the beauty of this is when the moment that you actually and profoundly and honestly let it go, then you will have the closure that you wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I get you. There's always a sense of it's almost you like you got to look at that lack of closure as a positive thing, right? Like you have to kind of reframe it as not a negative and as a positive. And anyways, that's like a harder thing to talk
I think
about.
when we hold our feelings, expecting the other person to validate them, we are giving the other person the power over our emotions. When you have the control over this situation that is only you. So you have this emotion about closureness and you want this and you are so eager to have the answer. You reach out and the other person is not willing, is not open, maybe it's not ready. You can hold into this and it's going to be very painful for you. Or you can choose to let it go and say, I don't want to give this beautiful power over my inner peace to this other person or the situation anymore. And I choose to let it go. Even though I didn't have the closure that I wanted, I choose to be in peace with the situation. So I'm in charge of my emotions and I'm not letting the other person to be in control of how I feel.
So
So
here's a yeah
yeah,
no again. So here's another comment from Krista Marini. Again, one of the things I take down is like to your point about closure versus not trying to make order is actually disorder.
yeah,
Like you're saying
yeah.
you want closure because that's order, but then that in fact is a disorder
I'm
because
pushing myself. Yeah, my willingness is like it has to be done this way.
right.
Some causing a disruption or something that is already in order. I mean, it's done.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want it to be in your own way, but it's already done. So why you, I mean, again, this is the sensation of control that I need this.
Okay,
Eh,
so sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got another good one from Christian Marini in the same lane as yours. So relationship is one. Okay, so I guess relationship in general is one without images because images is the division. Where there is care, there is no image. So,
Oh,
so essentially, I think the essence of that is like, you know, uh, a true relationship. You don't have an image of that person, right? You don't have a preconceived notion of that person. There's care when you don't have an image. So I guess back to his like old, it's all about thoughts, right? It's this narrative that is actually the danger, and then he kind of talks about certain things where we language them, right? So relationship in this case is without images. So if this person can not think of that person as like in a relationship with them, whatever it is, right? Then you get free of the burden of whatever expectation you had, I guess. Anyways,
because we do
another.
create a lot of expectations. We create images about how this person is. And in our brain, it's only how is the image that we have constructed about how this person. The more we get to know the person, we will notice that all these images that are created in our minds are not really there. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that that person is not beautiful. It's beautiful. So the true care is loving the person how they is,
And
not
yeah.
not
Yeah.
wanting to change anything, not wanting to say, oh, this should be this way, it should be that. But this does, I mean, obviously, that's the purest way to love. Is that easy? No, but that's the
The,
best way to love someone.
the poorest way to love is what, like letting, like having attachment, or no
It's
attachment.
nothing. It's
Yeah.
just loving the person the way it is, but
Yeah.
also understanding that that person is an extension of your own self. It's an extension of the consciousness that you are. It's your own reflection in in another person. So every
Mm.
time I try to change someone, it's an attack on their love that they're already presenting. It's the consciousness manifesting themselves in that personality. So every
Hmm.
time I try to change someone, I'm attacking already. It's not love. I'm not saying this is wrong, this is wrong. It's saying that the consciousness, the pure love is incorrect.
Right. Yep. Yep. Cool. Should I go to another one that's like kind of
Yeah.
cool? All right. Creative creativity is I guess I wrote these kind of is being free from the known. Creativity is being free from the known.
How cool, right?
Right?
When they
It
do
is,
the
right?
painting, when they do the sculpture, when they're writing songs, poetry, when they're just drawing, like, yeah, just flow, like whatever it comes out is like being free.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
rules we don't have like it should be this way. It's just like pure art.
Have you ever seen that? There's a show like way back in the way, Battlestar Galactica, like in the 80s. Have you ever heard
Mhm.
of this show? Oh, it's so cool. It was like a space, it's a space odyssey, right? So there's like this big, basically humans leave the planet, of course, for some reason, and then they're trying to travel to a place where they can colonize again, right? And then they run into these like Cylons, which are like robots or something like that. Anyways, they had a recent series that came out, and there's this one scene that was brilliant. It's the very end of the scene, and he's like kind of he's like dying, and he says like they ask him like what is life for you or whatever, and he just says like something along the lines like the best times I've ever had is when I'm just in the flow, when I'm just not thinking. Like it's that kind of thing where you're just like, I can't articulate. In fact, I think I have it here. Let me try to find it
That's so
because it's actually
beautiful.
it's a really cool saying where he's just like, yeah, the beauty of, and you can see this actually even yesterday. I was listening to a podcast and the guy was saying they talk to all these superstars, all these athletic superstars, and they say, "What is your peak moment? Like, what was your peak moment? Was it winning? Whatever the trophy, the first place, whatever." Yeah, like part of it, but like the most of the comments back were like, no, it was about the being in the team, right? It was just like being in the flow with the team.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't about like the achievements itself, but it was just like
Sports
that.
or the winning or whatever. Huh?
Yeah. It was, and there's a movie where the guy says like the best time it was like when he's in the huddle and all 10 guys are looking at him and we're just like what are we gonna like it's like just like okay let's go do it right and it's like this like don't think of it like okay let's just go do it right and it's like that kind of thing where I think is where creativity actually kind of snowballs. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yes. And it doesn't feel like, I mean, time can fly because, actually, time is a concept that's for another topic, for another podcast. But you don't notice that the time is passing when you're in that state. It's like, it's so joyful.
Right,
You can
right.
be doing that for hours and hours and just so, it feels like minutes because you are so into the present, enjoying, just getting that beautiful energy that just the consciousness guides you and it's fun. And they say that that's our natural state of being. And we should perceive those natural states every day with whatever we are doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I love those quotes. They're
I got a whole crap load of them. So this is as this is AI. I'm thinking try how do we like let me put this in AI. Let's see if it can give me a good summary of some of these things. Summarize this. So I gave them a bunch of Krishnamurti things. So here's what come back. Passion arises in the total absence of ego and self. Right? Kind of
mm,
the same topic that we're talking about. Love exists beyond the self. It is free from the thoughts of I.
uh,
Yeah. This one was cool. I always thought about this one. Pleasure is a nice thought repeated. If the mind has taken that enjoyment and it repeats, then it is pleasure. So he's like kind of defining like, you know, I think there's vices, right, in society, and one of the vices is pleasure. Like, what does that like look like and why do. pornography and whatever, like really like rampant, right? And it's like he had an interesting definition, right? It's just a thought repeated. And if you take, if the mind takes enjoyment in that, then it's pleasure. But all pleasure is a repeated thought in your mind, which is interesting, right?
Yeah, it is. Like mm, for some people, pleasure can be found in a lot of things that the body, the senses on the body, but
Yes.
not everybody enjoy the same things on the body. So it's related to the way you think about the sensations of the body.
I think it's very connected. In fact, I don't know.
Some people will enjoy a nice massage and they may find pleasure having a massage. Some other people don't like to be touched in that way.
Mm,
So they will not find that action or activity with pleasure. Some people may like, I don't know, to eat and to smell, and some other people, some smells are not connected to thoughts. They are joyful or they create pleasure. I mean,
yeah,
I try to see this. They say that the most sexy organ is also the mind, because that's what you create all the of the pleasure in you.
yeah. Yeah, I wonder if the physical pleasure is what we're talking. Like, I agree. Like, there's, if I put my finger in my ear, I love it, right? It's like, oh, so good, right? If I get a
Mhm.
back scratch, I'm like, that's fairly pleasurable, right?
Right, especially when you're
Yeah,
itchy, like yes, girl.
yeah, exactly. So I think the physical pleasure is like, yeah, that exists, right? I wonder if this is more like the sexual pleasure. I wonder if that's what he's referring to here. It's more like, you know, when we think about the vices of pornography and things like that, it's really just that. It's just like, you're watching something and you're just, I don't know. Maybe that's it, or maybe it's not. Anyways, I thought it's one that I took down. I don't know.
Well,
uh,
yeah, I think it can be also applied to that. Like you can get really aroused if you keep thinking about pleasure things,
yeah,
things that
for sure.
you like, or maybe memories that you had. Is
Yeah,
that it's not nobody's touching your body, nothing is there to give you that arouse, but it's just the memories, the thoughts about the pleasure that you can have that good feeling, right?
yeah. And I think that's it. I think it's the psychology of pleasure in the mind, right? It's like that sort of thing. It's like, you know, what really is that? Yeah, it's just a thought. It's a nice thought repeated, right?
Yeah,
Like if I,
and I was more directing this about everybody thinks and feels different ways. So what it could be pleasure for me may not be the same for you. Because my thought doesn't go in, oh, I don't like to, I mean, that's not something that I enjoy.
yep.
But yeah, it seems like it was more related to the way that you were giving the example. Yeah, it's just a thought, right? To make you feel good and
Well,
just
I could sit here. Yeah, I could potentially sit here and just think of all the good thoughts, um, and get pleasure out of them.
and have
There's,
a good feeling, good vibration.
well, I think it's more on the other side of that, but yeah, it's more. Okay. So anyway, so what are we off here? So do you want
What
me to
a
go to another one
powerful
here?
mind we have, right, Harsh?
What's that?
We have such a powerful mind.
Power and feeble in the same context, right?
Right. It can make
Feeble.
us really, really happy, or it can make our life so miserable.
Yeah. Freedom and knowledge must act at the same time. Freedom is absolute independence from the other person and acting in the field of knowledge at the same time in human relationships. Freedom and knowledge must act at the same time. Huh, I don't know what that means. Freedom is absolute independence from the other person. Okay, that's fair, right? If you can, in fact, this is one of my mantras. Like one of my, and and maybe this was a couple of years ago, and I've kind of like got to a good point, but it's like when I think about people not as like whatever name, like if I have a name of a person, then I have a personality associated with it, and I think of that thing, and then I think of all the relationship with those people. But if I just look at that person, like if I just say, well, you're just like 37 trillion cells, you're making some, you're making some fluids, you're building some bones, and then all of a sudden it's almost like a disappearing, whatever tension I might have had with that person kind of disappears because I no longer have attached like this personality and name to that person. I've abstracted them out, and all of a sudden I feel like this kind of like this it's almost like this web, like humans are built in this like web of relationships, and at some point if you could break those, you feel like free, right? There's like the sense of like freedom which comes from, you know, not being associated with that. Although that's human, right? I think there's awareness and there's humanity. And if awareness loves the fact that if you can break away from that, it's such a good feeling, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, I don't have to think about, all these people as people. I could just think of them as just like entities like flying around on the planet, right? Without any purpose and things like that. And it just becomes okay, cool. That's the way it goes.
And
Anyways,
you can go. We can go also like thinking whether are just projections or my the mind, and there is
yeah,
my
yeah.
projection, and this is my creation, and what I'm gonna be upset about something that since I'm the dreamer and this is my dream I'm creating.
There we go, ayahuasca man. When you say that, just it's interesting. What do you mean by it? Are you thinking about the physical person, or when you say it's a it's a it's I'm creating that person, I'm creating the characteristics of their personality? Is that what you're saying?
I'm creating the experience. And also I'm creating, I mean, this is the dream. So I need the, even though it looks and it feels real, it's not real. There's a dream.
The dream is the concept of that person. I just want to make or is the physical person that you're
It's
thinking,
both
or
in
it's
my
both.
understanding, how I see it, it's both.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay.
in the
So you,
moment
yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't need that experience anymore, that person will change the way he's presenting himself or he will
right.
move because I no longer need that in my
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. So I like that because I think when you say that all the time, I have this perception of like um I don't know, it's like literally like you're dreaming, like right? You're dreaming and you see all these things in your head, and 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 when I think about this other tactic that I use, which I like kind of physically dismember
mind.
myself, you just said it something interesting. You said like that is also part of it, right? Because you can, and I think maybe I, as like an engineer, need to
Yeah,
really
yeah.
abstract it out, right? So like no, you're like I see Verenice, but you're like 37 trillion cells, all acting in this wonderfully weird universe, which it's not really you, right? I mean, it's just it's an incredible like machine that's walking around, and that way, for me, when I perceive it like that, it's a physical separation of all the mental blocks that I have of that or mental perceptions of that person. And for me, that's my tactic, which is much easier for me to like kind of
Yes,
grasp. You
yes,
know what I
because
mean?
that's the way, yeah, that's the way you process the
Yeah,
information. It's
yeah,
helpful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But I also like the way you think about it because you know, in fact, the my characteristics of the people is a dream or a created dream because I can choose any part of those characteristics, right? But I've dreamed that I'm going to like characterize the person as this, right? Of course, there's like a billion other parameters. I've just chosen not to. So in fact, it is a dream of sorts because you're selecting whatever you want, right? But I could change that dream
Right.
and look at someone differently and the personality
Exactly.
and
And the dream
traits.
is different. And then the outcome is different. Or that person will change or they will move on from that experience because you're choosing to see this differently.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So you're choosing the dream, right?
Yeah.
You have all these aspects, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm now going
But
to
that's why
focus on this part.
in the Course of Miracles, it says there is nothing that we need to forgive. We just need to remember. Because people are not here to causing any pain I mean, is we have to, I mean, that's for another whole nother podcast, but it's just remembering that we are one consciousness manifesting in different um situations, experiences in this dream.
Yeah, that's when I still haven't grasped that one consciousness thing. At some place, but my engineering mind kicks in sometimes when I think about that. And I think I was telling Jordan or somebody about that. I was like, um, I can kind of abstract out consciousness in the sense that, you know, me and you have I feel hot, you feel hot, everyone feels warm. Everyone has the same senses as me, right? It does. Everyone has the same kind of thought patterns as me. So then, okay, well, if everyone is the same, right, at a physical level, then aren't we basically at the awareness level also the same? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anyways, it's still it's still me
It's,
piecemealing
I
down
believe
humanity.
that this body is a creation in the dream. We need a body, we need a body to experience this dream. And we need other people to be part of the dream because it's fun. Because we
Mm-hmm.
have experiences we're gonna have. I wanna be in love, I wanna get angry, I wanna be mom, I wanna be, dad. So we are dreaming and we need this dreamer is building this dream with those experiences and all these people and everything that we are experiencing in this earth.
Right, right,
We are
right.
not this body, not these sensations. So the consciousness doesn't have this. It's not like we're gonna bring this over there. But at the same time, we are everything, but not in one body.
Yeah, yeah. I think the traditional sense is like I'm thinking my consciousness is my body. Isn't it the real definition is like my body's in my consciousness or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like what you're saying. Like I think myself is in my head, but in fact,
Everything
consciousness,
else is the consciousness.
right? And I'm in the consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah. Still kind of hard to understand.
The tree is consciousness. The dog, the everything, the food, everything that is happening, the sounds.
Mm.
It, I say this when I have a few meditations when trying to feel the consciousness in my body is crazy because it's so much that is like, what is this energy that I'm start feeling?
Right.
Like,
Consciousness, like
like
in your
I
body, like
when I feel like, okay, I just want to experience this, the presence of the consciousness of the love.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when I detach myself and I go to be part of the consciousness, then I see myself in everything. So there's this beautiful, powerful meditation that I love to do when, we ground ourselves and then we become one with the tree that is behind us. The your legs, your hands are becoming one with the roots of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting embodied in the tree, and your back is part of the tree. Your hands, your feet are part of the roots of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So little by little, your conscious has human disappear. And now you are with the tree. Now you're
Mm-hmm.
on the tree and you feel the roots and you feel everything that the tree is connected under the ground
Mm-hmm.
with the earth and all these other roots they are in the whole forest. And then you feel the sensation how the light, the sun is feeding the leaves of the tree. And you're
Mm-hmm.
connecting with everything that is there. In the meditation, we go back to outside to become one. But every little particle that you thought it was you before, now it's mixed with everything that is around you. So it's mixed with the energy of the sun, with the leaves, with the roots, even with the animals that were there with you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you're out trying to be to build again your body of the energy that was before the meditation. It's nothing like that before. And now you feel that how you are really built with all everything that is out there.
I like it.
Out there, but at the same time, we are in there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like it because you actually, as you were talking about it, I was kind of like, oh, let me try to feel the tree root and all that. And you're like,
Right.
oh, the light was on. I'm like, oh, that kind of feels nice. So yeah, it's kind of, so actually let's end this with like a tactical meditation. Like how long? Let's just do what you would do. And like, is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? How long would this
You want to do
meditation be?
it? Let me
Yeah.
try it on. Let's do that meditation. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it could be only like 5 minutes. We can do it. We can
All
do
right.
the maybe 10 tops.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
ready? So just I like to be grounded. So my feet are I don't have shoes or
Mm,
socks. So I'm
yep.
just touching,
Mm,
the floors with it feels really good, isn't it? We can talk about how we can get the ions from the earth, and get connected when we are barefoot touching the
yeah,
ground. That's super cool.
I like ions sciencey. AI
Right.
like. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so we just put in a comfortable position and then we're gonna close our eyes and we're gonna take 3 deep breaths from the nose. Hold it and then let it go. Soft. Again, with each deep breath, releasing all the tension of the body, starting from the head, neck, shoulders, arms. We're gonna take another deep breath and we're gonna start paying attention to our body. How does it feel? Present here. Now let's imagine that your back is resting in a beautiful tree. You're sitting in the ground and you can feel a smell, sense this beautiful tree that is holding your back. You can feel the thick roots next to your legs. This beautiful shadow is covering you. The magnificent tree is giving you the sensation of comfort, of safety. And with your hands, imagine that you're touching the roots of that tree. And you touch the earth, a little musky, wet. Maybe you can touch little leaves that are there. Now imagine that little by little, you're becoming one with the tree. Take another deep breath. And your whole body is disappearing to get every particles of your being connected, integrated with this beautiful tree.
Hello, Jordan. Just came in the room.
Are you there?
Jordan's here.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just in the middle of a beautiful meditation. Verenice is like leading our meditation. I did feel the ions. Did you want to say hi on our podcast?
On the podcast.
No, we're recording it, but I was showing your
Hi, Jordan.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, beautiful. And you?
I'm good.
But
Went on
are you
lots of
happy
bike rides,
to
going
be on
outside a lot.
vacation? That's
Huh?
good. You're happy to be on a break?
Oh, yes. Very happy. You did
Good.
it. How are you doing?
All good. All good. We're doing
Amazing.
this podcast that is just whatever flows is what we're doing.
We'll randomly interrupt our meditation. Although that felt good, I can tell you, I felt good. Like the whole root thing, actually, that felt really, really kind of cool.
Okay, do you want to finish it? Oh, it is 10:20. Maybe let's give it another 5 minutes because the next part is pretty cool.
Okay, all right. So I got that. I think I'm in the mode of the tree. I'm in the
Okay.
tree mode.
Okay, let's go back to the tree. So we are one with the tree, and every particle of our body, imagine that is connected, dissolved to be one with the tree, with the roots, with the leaves. Now feel the connection that this magnificent tree has under the earth. And you will feel the communication that this tree has with everything in this beautiful forest. With everything. If you go up to the attention of the tree, now feel the leaves in the sun that is shining, and how you getting all this energy from the sun. And feel the sensation of those big leaves, the tiny leaves, how the water is getting into you. Now imagine that you are sensing this caterpillar that is there eating your leaves. And you can also feel how a little piece of that leaves is now inside of that caterpillar. Getting all this energy up. We're bringing all this energy. And we are sensing how everything is connected now, going our attention to the sun, to the whole universe. Beyond that, you can feel, you can see just white, pure light. And this beautiful sensation of love and well-being. Gathering all this information, all this sensation, integrated again to the universe, to the sun, to the leaves, to the tree, to the roots. Projecting all this beautiful energy in one big explosion of light. Be taking a deep breath. And now your body is ready to project itself back to where you were, sitting with your back touching that tree. But you notice that all your particles are not yours. In this light, in this body of light of consciousness, You are made of every particle that has created everything. And you can feel the earth, the tree, the sun, the animals, the universe, the consciousness. It is no longer my body, or that I'm separated to everything that it is. Take a deep breath. Start getting present here in the room. Take another deep breath. You're back.
Nice. Oh, my voice is like all deep
Deep
from the
breath.
relaxation.
How cool.
Are you
Yeah,
feel
very
You feel it? Do you
good.
feel it?
Well, the caterpillar thing was interesting. I thought
Right?
that was like kind of weird, like kind of strange. Like, oh, like I'm in the caterpillar now. Was that the like kind of thing? And then like the caterpillar is going to be eaten by like a bird, and then I'm a bird, and then the bird gets eaten by a hawk.
Tiny little leaf is there. So we are built of, we're made of all this beautiful loving energy. And
Yeah,
we are with everything, because not everything is just a projection of the love that is just one beautiful energy. So the cool part, I like this meditation. When you're coming back again, trying to be in your body, you notice that it's not you there.
Mm.
That you are made of the same energy and the same love that everything else is made. But the beautiful thing is that animals, they know, nature, they obviously they felt that there this connection under the roots of the trees, the
Right.
seeds. We are the ones that feel disconnected.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, all right. So let's end this, but I'm gonna talk about your ion thing because I think that was
Okay.
interesting, right? Like, so here, let's throw some AI in here. So here's what AI is saying. The Earth is said to carry a negative electric charge. All right.
Mhm.
The human body, especially when stressed or inflamed, may carry excess positive charge. So grounding, direct skin contact with soil, grass, sand, or water allows the body to receive negative ions, which
Yes.
some believe helps neutralize energetic imbalances, calm the
Mhm.
nervous system, release mental chatter, and restore connection to the present moment. I
Some
like that.
believe it's science, AI, by the way.
And it's the whole thing. Like when you put your feet in sand, right? Like it's a whole like, oh, that's really cool. It feels like
The
nice, right?
ocean, or just barefoot, in the grass, just grounding. It's like this is so much power and having that energy to you. That's what right now is so popular. All those socks that we talk about it, right? They have this power way to ground. Then the bed sheets also, they can help you to, create the negative ions while you're sleeping. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they're
there's special bed sheets now for that.
yes, they do that. Um,
Wow.
and there are some shoes also that the material is like natural fibers. So when you're walking, you're touching actually
Huh,
the so a lot of those shoes, they have like plastic and all the synthetic fibers that's
right.
why we feel so disconnected also. And most of this is artificial light. So there is a lot of things that are not really healthy for the body. And we
Yeah, yeah.
need that grounding. We need, because we are part of the earth and our body needs that
What
sun,
what what
nature.
what are the shoes? Like what are they like a little bare feet areas or
They
something on
have
the
they
shoe?
have this. I think I saw it, and I think they are made in Thailand. It's like a special soil in the shoe that is made of a leaf, like a plant
Oh,
leaves. It's like 100% natural.
oh,
They have like, I don't know, like 100 of them, and they press it to make
uh,
it more comfortable and thick. And then they have
right.
cotton.
Huh,
It's another, 100% natural fabric. So they
right.
put it like to make it soft, and
Huh.
then it's cotton around the shoe. So it's good because you're actually like having the energy of the earth on your feet.
That is pretty cool. Can we
You
get that
can
on
be
Amazon?
barefoot in the sun or in the grass, and you will get it.
I always wonder why I like my hot tub, but now I realize that it's like I've got a little positive, and I need to suck my negative out into the water,
Yeah, I think I
which
should
means I'm
try
gonna.
that hot tub.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely open for
Relaxing.
for use. In fact, I'm gonna probably go get a dip right now, and I feel my negative ions.
I'm jealous.
All right. Well, let's wrap up. What are we, episode 5? Congratulations. Two, two,
10:30.
two, 2 weeks in a row. This is fantastic.
Ooh.
All right, great topic. I think we didn't do the sound AI stuff, so I'm gonna try to do it by next week at least. Get some meditative custom
Last,
sounds.
oh yeah, that's so cool. I haven't done it either. I was working on other creative stuff.
Okay. All right, let me kill the recording, but yep, thanks for the great